What is happening, everybody? I hope you're all well, and welcome back to Baldur's Gate 3. So, today's episode, we are going to go head into the Goblin Camp, finally, see what's going on there. Of course, before we do that, though, we do need the long rest. The hags sure took a lot out of us. But even before we get to that, let's go see what Wyll wants. This might be to do with the whole thing that went down with Karlach, so we'll check it out. We'll see what's going on with him.
Wyll's brows furrow as your minds connect. He sees the burning embers of Joaquin's rest. Then Floric's face as she tells you of Ravengard's abduction.
Hells. Older Ravengard's been taken.
Yes, Drow set fire to the inn and stole away with the Duke.
Then we need to seek him out and get him to safety. You see, Grand Duke Ravengard is my father.
That makes sense with the investment level.
I know I haven't said. Our relation was no matter of pride, not least for him.
Daddy issues, huh? Aren't you worried? Your father's been abducted.
More than worried, in truth. What makes a Duke of Baldur's Gate so interesting to the Drow? Even the houses of Men's Oberanzen would have little use for my father. No, this is no Drow plot. These absolute nutters, these true souls are behind his abduction. His absence alone will sow chaos in the city. If they were to infect him, he could lead Baldur's Gate to ruin. All the more reason to find him. The Absolute has seized not just my father, but the future of the Sword Coast.
Well, I'm not too invested in all the Ravengard. It's not really any of our business, but all paths do kind of converge at Moonrise and investigating the Drow, so we're heading there anyway. It's kind of a while we're there type situation. You shouldn't keep secrets like this from me, Wyll.
I know, and you're right. When I look into a mirror, I see two faces. I see the Blade of Frontiers, a man hunting the fiends who prey on the weak and claw at the coast. And I see Wyll Ravengard, a memory of a memory, a man who belongs to the past. I wanted you to know the Blade, not the shadow he left behind.
That whole situation kind of reminds me of the Alistair situation in Dragon Age Origins, where he doesn't tell us he's Prince, because if Duke Ravengard rules Baldur's Gate, he would technically be next in line. Well, maybe not now that he's a warlock, but before that, I assume he would have been. Kept it from him because he wanted to be known for his merits, not his title. I can understand that. I can sympathize with that a little.
Hellsfire. She's coming.
Wyll, you've been naughty. And you know what happens when you're naughty.
Gods damn it. Anyone but her.
Just who in the nine hells are you?
Wyll, you absolute stinker. You kept me a secret? Time to let the Hellcat out of the bag. Call me Mizora. I'm Wyll's patron, the fount of his power. My pet's been unruly, and his leash needs a yank. We had a deal, Wyll. But Karlach's still breathing.
I've taken more pleasant shits than you, Mizora. And at least those can be buried after.
You let him know, Karlach.
That's no kind of talk for a lady. By the way, Karlach, Zariel sends her regards.
You told me! Devils only! She's a tiefling, not a monster!
How precious. The little pupster's found his bark.
Clause G, Section 9. Target shall be limited to the infernal, the demonic, the heartless, and the soulless.
Karlach meets the criteria by virtue of having no heart.
She's like a lawyer, there's always the small print. She's in the wrong camp to be walking around like she's the big swinging dick. She's surrounded by a lot of monster hunters and people who don't give a shit about her. As for Wyll, The hypocrisy of his little speech when we met Raphael about how to never make a deal with the devil and all that nonsense that he was talking about, and he's literally soul connected to this. That's some hypocrisy we're going to be touching on later, but for now, this bitch needs to get the hell out of our camp, so... Get to the point, devil. What do you want?
The point? Oh, yes. Thanks for the reminder.
We won't be killing Karlach, that's not going to happen. Whatever consequences Will's about to face is because of him, it's his problem.
Fires of Avernus. The lightning storms of Dis strike his flesh. His soul passes through each layer of the hells, gaining their essence and their torment.
That's better.
What the hells have you done?
A promise broken, a price paid. You know the terms.
Get used to the new form, pet.
There's no going back.
Some magic even I can't undo. Now, let's see how the frontiers fare without their precious blade.
Karlach, keep an eye on him, would you? I'll be keeping mine on you.
And we'll be repaying that debt whenever we get the chance.
Don't forget, our pact still stands. Ta-ta.
Ta-ta. Very smug. Well, that's gonna be quite the change. Let's see what Karlach's take on that is. We're gonna have a real uncomfortable conversation with Wyll.
I'm reeling. Wyll hardly knows me, but he chose my life over his. Been a long time since someone stuck their neck out for me like that.
I guess Wyll does deserve points for that, actually. He did stand on business about not harming the innocent. He could have just outright cut her head off when she wasn't expecting it, just to uphold this part of the deal, and he didn't do that. You must be relieved.
Gobsmacked, really. But grateful. Really grateful. I could learn a thing or two from a man like that. Hopefully we won't turn into mind flayers first.
We'll do our best on that. I don't even know if he could become a mind flayer. One thing that confuses me about mind flayers, and maybe anybody watching this could clear this up for me, but does the mind flayer parasite just supersede everything? Like, his soul is connected to the devil, right? So does that make him immune to becoming a mind flayer because his soul is already owned? Or does that supersede the devil's power? And for situations like Raphael, right? He's like, I could take it all away just like that, like the click of his fingers. Could he actually? Could he actually just zap the parasite out of our heads? Or does the mind flayer parasite supersede him? I'm confused as to how that works. Like, how can he become a mind flayer if he's already bound magically to something else?
God's damn her straight back to the hells. Just look at me. I did what was right, and Mazora made me pay for it. I'd be hunting devils and demons, she said. Traitors and hypocrites, heartless evils of all
Speaking
sorts.
of hypocrites.
Not Zariel's victims. Not innocent tieflings.
Warlock pacts tend to be unforgiving from what you know of them. Wyll was lucky he didn't face a more severe punishment.
You warned me about Raphael, but are pacted to Mazora? What a fraud.
I deserve that. Consider me properly shamed.
You have no
It's
defense
Mazora
for
who
yourself.
grants me the power to conjure armor and cast eldritch blasts. Before I was infected, I could even call hell beasts and summon festering clouds. But I promise you, every thrust of my blade and every flame I sparked was for the good of the coast.
Let me guess. This pact is what caused the rift between you and your father.
It's not unrelated. I wish I could tell you more. I can't utter the terms or circumstances of the pact. I can tell you most all else, but the pact, I'm forbidden, unless Mazora permits it. But I'll say this. The moment I pacted myself to Mazora, I have not regretted for a heartbeat. It was my proudest deed. It was worth the sacrifice. All I can give you on that is my solemn word.
You still think it's worth the sacrifice? You sounded pretty distressed about the horns in your head.
The goblins still infest the roads. As long as their leaders live, Zevlor's people are trapped.
We're actually going to take care of that today. How does it feel to be a devil?
It's said that anyone who bathes in the river of blood emerges as one born anew. It's a lot like that, I imagine. I feel the weight of these horns on my head, curling upwards like a mammoth's tusks. I feel these ridges snaking down my neck. Not to mention a few bumps and prongs in unmentionable places. But I haven't seen my reflection just yet. Be my mirror. What do you see?
I see the blade of frontiers. No more, no less.
It's because you know the heart lurking under the horns. The people will see a curiosity, maybe even a beast hungry
Might
for
add to
their
the legend.
souls. But I will slay their monsters, keep them safe, and one day they will see the Blade of Frontiers again.
Yeah, look at it from a ballad's perspective, you know? Like, 200 years from now, they'll talk about the Blade of Frontiers, the man who became a devil and still kept to his honorable ways, all that. There's a big potential for you to become quite the, bardic inspiration. You should get out of this pact.
A possibility that's kept me awake countless nights. But I don't have a clue where to start, other than play her games and play by the rules. That's the only language devils listen to.
Well, there's always clauses and small print in contracts, I'm sure we can wire her up on her own clauses at some point. There must be some loophole in the contract that lets you out.
There could well be. She has the blighted thing. What I know of it is simply what has engraved itself upon my memory. My contract is very clear. I can bring Mizora no harm. She'll have to let me out of my pact willingly. The only way out is if I can out-bargain her. We're standing here with nothing but the clothes on our backs and the worms in our heads.
Opportunities often present themselves. We can beat her if we put our worms together.
We can. I'm sure of it. How glad I am that you see me as more than my patron's pet.
Yeah, one door closes, another opens. I'm a big fan of that kind of mentality, actually. I don't believe things are stuck and set in stone like that. Some things you can just refuse to accept and keep searching for the way out.
I hope Mizora flies into the blades of a windmill for what she did to Wyll.
Gotta go.
Though, I must admit, the new look is a little dashing.
You're a fan of the horns. That's the Shah worshipper in her, I imagine. Alright, that'll be a decent place to get some sleep. We can head to the Goblin Village now. Like Wyll so eloquently pointed out, if we don't take care of that, Zevlor will be stuck in the grove forever. Just because we fixed Korga's attitude doesn't mean that they're safe. The Goblin Camp is going to present its own set of challenges and issues. Of course, we did go back to Shadowheart's setup. I think I might leave Karlach in here for a little. Just a little bit. We will go back to Lae'zel after the Goblin Camp, but I figured we'd take Karlach for a little run. I know a lot of people are quite the fans of her in the community, so... Gotta give the people what you want, right? We'll give Karlach a good old college try in the party. I think the closest way to get to this is going to be the Blighted Village, and we'll just cut through.
Midges. Shouldn't nature be beautiful and serene? It looks so nice in the upper city parks.
Starion.
Huh? Swish. Never spent much time there myself.
I'll happily take you, if we survive this bug's banquet.
Very pompous.
Sounds good. I've always been curious what a patriarch looks like.
He reminds me of those rich, uptight, like, Marquess type people or politicians that just, they talk about the wilderness and they talk a big game. When they actually get out there, they just complain and moan about every inconvenience. Alright, so right off the bat, we're going to be running into something here. You will note that there's some kind of war drum right there. See anything else? So as long as we don't let them get that war drum, we should be alright on reinforcements not showing up. So we might just be able to straight up pick a fight here. We'll see.
Goblins ahead.
Shove out the claw! Drow coming through!
Oh. They're too stupid to try and stop me. I see. Well, that changes everything. They saw Drow and they just assumed that I'm part of the gang. Alright. Well,
What's cooking?
you know what that means. Karlach, go stand next to the scout up here. We've already established that, essentially, as long as I keep them away from this war drum, we're okay, so...
Grip couldn't guard his nose from his fingers.
Wits and blades, always sharp. This way.
All we're gonna try and do is literally just keep them off that war drum and slaughter everybody.
I've got a long road ahead.
As you should when you fight goblins, to be clear. Let's talk to Claw before we turn this into a bloodbath.
On my way.
Get animal friendship up. Or speak with animals, rather.
Whip you for your giblets. Got thick giblets. What
Riveting conversation. What does Small Claw have to say for himself?
Touch me, and I'll bleed you out.
Friendly. Alright. All that being out the way, let's take care of this little party. Get my symbiotic entity up. And we'll open with spike growth.
Your violence hasn't gone unnoticed.
I don't know what just happened with my screen here. There we go. That was an interesting little problem that we faced. Alright, so obviously first things first. We gotta start clearing some of the rabble here. They're in spike growth, so they're all gonna have a very bad day.
I could go for a good meal.
Oh, you're not even aware of the assignment, are you? Goodbye.
Need to act fast.
Shadowheart. Can I shove him down into the spike growth? I can. He's dead. I love spike growth so much. Alright, let's back us up a little bit. Not too much, just a little. Ah, that's fine. We can just call it there. Dead to spike growth. And now this guy's dead too. And that takes care of the gate issue. Yeah, once you find a build that you like, that you're comfortable with, that you know how it works, you can really start messing with tactics like that. Get everybody in a good spot, get them all ready to fight. You just cut them off. Like, there was nothing they could have done about that, really. Spike growth. I mean, 3 of the enemies just died to my spike growth outright. They couldn't even move. The one that did get out, he just got peppered down. And he had to use way more of his movement economy to even get to us in the first place, so... At a certain point, the problems here just kind of start taking care of themselves. If you play correctly. If you're not using spiker growth on your ploy, I'm not sure like what other kind of things you could do. Because spike growth is my favorite of all that, but there are other things. Like you can get the ice on the floor, which makes them slip. You can use grease bottles to just make them fall over constantly and spend the economy to get back up, which is the other thing that is interesting about any kind of disable effect is every time an enemy has to get up or move through harsh terrain, it takes so much of their point economy. So if it's a melee fighter, they're going to have to use like 3 turns worth of economy just to get to you. Which just means they stand there like sacks of potatoes while you chop them to pieces. Alright, so we have 1, 2, 3 goblins here. There should be nothing. A fire wine barrel there too. Let's do something cheeky.
Let's get on with it.
Actually, if I do that, it's going to destroy all the stuff around it. Never mind, we won't do that cheeky.
Alright, what now?
What about what's your bag?
The priestess gun!
The priestess got.
You sought a fight, and now you have one.
Gladly. Nothing I love more than putting evil enemies in the ground.
Protect me.
Come with a fireball. The disrespect.
I can't even catch my breath.
Turn into a mush zombie. Bonk. Enough movement, huh? You used all of our range right there. Oh, Carl, I can manhandle the shit out of this. Get him gone. Now they were talking about Priestess Gut. We already learned a little about Priestess Gut, which is the main reason we're here, is because there's a Goblin Healer. And I'm not too enthusiastic that a Goblin Healer could do anything for us, but...
Something good here.
Again, all roads kind of diverge here. We gotta come here for Zevlor anyway, so... Potion of Vitality cures any poison or disease. That's useful.
Need to find a way forward.
It all kind of converged here regardless, so... If nothing else, she might be able to tell us more about the Absolute. Because whatever that is, we do need to figure out. We're not gonna go up there just yet. Actually, maybe we do. The hidden treasure right here.
Hear my voice. Obey my command.
The voice is irresistible. You recognize the overwhelming authority that you've used on others, only infinitely stronger, and turned against you. Your vision clouds, leaving you in a dark, featureless shadowscape. Nothingness in every direction. Then there are 3 figures before you. An armored male elf, exuding power and command. A handsome younger man with a quick, easy smile. And a pale young woman with even paler eyes.
These are my chosen. They speak for me. Aid their search for the prism, and you will be worthy to stand beside them in my presence.
You feel energy pulsing from the artifact, lifting the pain from you, pushing the voice away.
How did she know how to do that?
Power grows. My my forces gather, the reckoning draws near.
Damn, we have a lot of blood on us. How did you know how to do that, Shadowheart?
Don't give me that look. I don't know what just happened any more than you do. We should keep going.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a little more than that.
Nice one, Shadowheart. That thing in your pocket seems powerful as hell.
You've got some explaining to do first. What is that thing you have?
I don't know. Not exactly. All I know is it's important I get it back to Baldur's Gate. At any cost.
What's in Baldur's Gate?
My home. A cloister of Shah followers. Hidden in the city. A group of us was sent to retrieve the artifact. Now I'm the only one left. I can't afford to fail.
And exactly what did retrieving the artifact entail?
There's nothing more I can tell you. All I remember is that I have to get back to my contact in the city.
That's not true.
A powerful artifact indeed, to have caught the attention of so many. Not least the Absolute.
I don't believe that to be true.
3 figures in the vision, the Chosen, are searching for it. With the cultists' aid, it will not be long before they find it. Before they find you. You have evaded them so far, thanks, it seems, to the artifact itself. But how long can such protection last? Shadowheart has made her position clear. She will see that it is taken to its destination. At any cost. And you still do not know what it even is.
Keep that thing safe. It seems we'll need it.
Trust me. I'll guard it with my life. Let's keep going.
Yeah, I don't believe she has no idea what it is, and she can certainly tell us what stealing that entailed, because she lost her memory from
What's that?
a childhood before she became a follower of Shah, not recently. So she has full recollection of that mission. She's just refusing to tell us. It's for Shadowheart. We'll press her about that more in the future. That's another way to the mountain pass that we won't be worrying about taking for a long, long time. So caked in so much blood. Let's use the soap bar. Let's clean off. I think the goblins in here might suspect something if we show up covered in their brethren's blood. Now that we dealt with the gate threat, we'll drop a save. See what kind of madness we're gonna get in here. There's a lot of sneaky little paths to check. There is plenty of ways into this goblin village too. You can totally climb on down here, jump around. There's a lot of sneaky little ways in here. We will be heading down here, don't worry. We'll be going back to that in a little.
No one back home will ever believe.
We're gonna be thorough in the goblin village. This is the war camp we saw right all the way back at the beginning of the story. When we first crashed the Nautiloid.
Sounds like they've captured themselves a bar.
It don't feel right messing with it is all.
Oh, a stranger in a fair camp. Laugh if you dare, recoil if you must.
Having fun, Bolo?
A new age is dawning with goblins and trust.
I thought you had an invisibility potion. But nothing could go wrong.
Fragulous crown and with scepter abraid, draw Ragslin, short work of the innkeeper made. The inn burnt to ash. The captives were many. Goblet kind had reduced them to cowering filfenny. So raise it, your goblets, and drain them with pride. Draw Ragslin, the true soul, had led you glide.
I didn't know goblins were a fan of poetry. Bravo.
Who's that? Friend of yours? You up to something?
Oh, certainly not. What are you doing? I'm busy here.
Don't fold under pressure now.
To you? Never. Come. let's continue our ballad. Draw Ragslin, draw Ragslin,
The smile on my character's face.
draw Ragslin, Tumptuous, draw Ragslin.
I think we broke him.
You broke him!
Wait.
Holding under pressure. These weak palms are sweaty. He's vomiting on his sweater already. Mom's spaghetti, he's nervous.
Now, look what you've done.
Hey, I didn't do anything. You came here by your own volition, Mr. Invisibility Potion. I'm just getting you out of the field of fire.
Right, yes. More food.
Who wants another drink?
Damn, Valo, you going through it. Not to worry, we'll help our charlatan friend when we can. Now, this is an owlbear cub from the cave. If you remember, we killed its parent, but it decided to eat right after. I don't like that they're fucking with him.
Well, now, you look like a tough un, but have you got smarts, skills, guts?
All that and more.
And you're gonna need it, mate. This ain't your standard dungeon dive, right? This is chicken chasing.
Well, for starters, that's no chicken. It's an owlbear.
It's got feathers, don't it? A beak. Besides, I reckon it owes us, seeing as how it just ate our last chicken. Reckon it owes us a game. You want to hear the rules or not?
Could be fun. What is chicken chasing, exactly?
Only the greatest game since eggs sprouted legs, mate. You just gotta chase the chicken round the course and through the posts. But that ain't all. Gotta do it quick and alone. Any of your mates step in, you lose. Time runs out, you lose. Sound easy? It ain't. Better contenders than you have been bested by the bird.
Seems easy enough.
Fancy yourself, do you? Care to pin that claim down with some coin?
Oh, come on. Let's make a real wager.
Cocky, eh? Maybe you've got the skill to back it up. Or maybe I'm about to make a heap of coin.
We'll see.
Let's get a crowd going and find out, eh? We're starting a new game! Move your eyes!
I would have liked to have talked to the owlbear first. Maybe we could have come up with some kind of agreement where he's just gonna run himself into the edge. Alright, let's get a chicken chase on. Now we do have a little unfair advantage here.
Hurt me. Run. Where?
We can strike up a little deal with him. They won't hurt you if you run to those posts. You do have to roll a 10. We have no advantage. 14 straight out the bat. Beautiful.
Safe. There. Run.
Go ahead, little buddy. Now let's make it look good. Let's at least pretend to chase his ass. There we go.
Game done. Come here.
Good job, little buddy. We're gonna do something for him. We're not gonna leave him here and these goblins that like to eat him when they get bored.
Well, looky! That thing works even better in a chicken. Reckon we won't eat it after all.
Hand over my winnings.
Pardon? You're what? Think you misunderstood, mate.
I think you're misunderstanding your present situation.
Because only a goblin can win chicken chase. Says so in the rules.
As the symbol glows, power courses through you. Authority.
That won't be going like that, unfortunately, though. So, we can do drow. We can go with home tongue. Or we can go for intimidation or persuasion. Let's give her some drow. Greetings, Shelley. Goblins know how to keep a civil tongue in the Underdark. Granted, most of them are slaves.
The Underdark? Aye, I've had littermates disappear down there. Here, your coin. Or only a joke. Rules! A joke is all, no offense meant.
Yeah. See to it that you continue with that line of thought. Alright, my little bird friend. We are gonna try and do something for you. You seem scared out to your mind in here. We're gonna try and fix that.
When you nick it out of that cold dead eye.
2 chicken for the chicken. You got your money, right? Don't want no trouble.
No, we can get him out.
The great chasers are dead. Runny
Where'd you go?
What's a tick got to be said?
That's where he is.
Hold have a word.
You lot spend.
Come here, Albert.
Mother gone. Hungry.
I have a camp. You're welcome, though.
New home. Maybe.
Yeah, get the hell out of here.
To get away from here first.
The cub seems anxious to leave, but afraid to defy the goblins. They have to be dealt with, one way or the other.
I got you, little guy. Let's, now can we talk to her?
You got your money, right? Don't want no trouble.
I'll be taking the owl bear, too.
Right, go on then. Fat bird's yours. Don't need the hassle.
Made a lasting impression today.
I hope you can follow my son to the camp.
So I think little buddy is good now. I think he's just gonna go do his thing.
Is that blood? No, never mind.
Yeah, that's a good deed done for the day.
Ain't nothing left to chase. Unless you fancy volunteering.
You're getting brave with the jokes, aren't you? Alright, now, there's a couple things that we can do in here. We can sabotage the shit out of these people if we choose to. You see right here is that booze tub. That's where they fill up their alcohol regularly. And I did mention earlier, we could drop some poison in there to kind of deal with some of this.
A fitting end.
Let's do this. We'll give that to Astarion.
How many did you have? 5? That's nothing. This is gonna be my night. No. 10
Step lightly.
Ready stick. What's it?
This should have burned good.
Over here, lads! On the hose and toast!
You should give a toast, honestly. Drink up.
A toast to our victory, and many more to come.
Tonight, Duke's face when we gave him to the drow. To finding those looters and crushing them.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolute!
What a crazy turn of events.
They're dead!
Man, we won't be there holding the bag.
I need a quick word.
What's going on here?
You poisoned us!
As the symbol glows, power courses through you. Authority.
That's a lofty accusation. If I'd poisoned you, do you really think I'd still be here?
The neck! You're right! Whoever did this could be anywhere by now.
Not too bright, are they?
Excuse me. If you have a drow inside, planted and such.
Polite goblin. Don't do what again?
Bastards. Crush'll set 'em right, I'll tell ya.
Crusher.
Excuse me. If you have a drow inside.
Interesting, because he looks so meek.
Such.
I think he'll be saying anything straight. Now, we did take care of a huge portion of our dead friends.
puke sting.
They're all having a very bad day in the foyer. Managed to poison most of them. Fortunately, they didn't all decide to drink up.
Still breathing, despite everything.
But the ones that didn't...
Yeah.
Survived the fall. That's a switch. But you would have died to that. Starion, if you'd be so kind. Thank you. I'm not too worried about losing any kind of reputation with these scum. It's not like any of them are going to be alive to see the moonlight.
That's curious.
This is going to be a very empty goblin camp by the time we're done. And to be honest with you, I didn't die to the poison. It's just going to be slim pickings by the time we get out.
If not over, then through.
What do we have down here? What is this? So I have a confession. I have never seen this portion of the Goblin Camp before in my life.
Watch how you go. It's a trap.
Okay, everybody stop. Karlach just made me nervous. Pause for a second. Sorry, handle that for me. What is this?
Let's crack it open.
Okay, everything looks chill. Scrolled notes. Scrap of paper containing what appear to be ideas for a love letter. Can't compare her to the moon or the stars or any of that rubbish because she lives underground. She ain't got any scabs or boils, so can't compliment the best ones. Might think I'm too small, but I'll buy a footstool for when we're kissing. Put some dead spiders in my hair next time I see her. Probably just send her some bits of people what I killed. Spiders, huh? Wonder if this guy has a little crush on Minthara. Whoever was doing this. Parchment. Childish doodle of a goblin presenting a fungal bouquet to a drow adorns this crumpled letter. Yeah. Dearest Your Excellency, and most prettiest Minthara, you might not remember me. I ain't nobody important after all. Not yet. I was chasing chickens with the lads when you came to visit Boss Ragslin. You looked right at me when you told him that if we was as good at killing humans as we was at plucking poultry, we might be worth a damn. Made me feel proper special to be recognized like that. Next raid, I'll spill so much blood the Absolute will have to notice me. Then I'll come to Moonrise, and you'll notice me too. I'm the one with the stumpy leg and the gammy eye. Klaga. Stumpy leg and the gammy eye, huh? Karlach, we got a new axe for you. Drow poison. We can leave the... Oh, we'll take the love letter, actually. Maybe we'll run into Klaga. Maybe we could blackmail him with it. That'd be funny. He's doing what? He's making some kind of sacrifices to an altar here for Minthara's affection. That's funny. I've genuinely never run into that before. These goblin actually surprisingly afford us a lot of baseline respect just because we're drow. I guess because Minthara is the one leading them, they just assume that there's some association there. Ordinarily, Crusher over there has quite the ego and he tries to make some demands of you. Okay, the whole party's there. I thought we separated. Usually you can get Crusher over there to kiss your feet. All of his friends are dead.
I have something to ask.
Excuse me.
Yeah, very meek and subservient when you're a drow. Usually quite cocky when you're not. But all the main fire of people is dead, barring these two things. And we'll get to that. One thing I do want to do here before we mess around with too much other stuff is take care of these little shitheads.
The booze got the better of them. They're practically unconscious.
It's just too bad they did it before we spiked it.
What a day.
Darian. Oh, you can't jump it.
No time to dally.
What about you, Shadow? You can't either. Okay. That's fine.
Moving in.
I think me and Karlak should be able to handle this. We have a Booyarg Piddle here.
Someone's got it out for us. Find the bastard!
Yeah, we really need to get right on that, don't we?
What's the story?
Karlak, come move up over here with me. Thank you.
And these things have stayed interesting.
It's crazy that you're up here alone, unprotected like that.
You sort of fight.
And now the Booyarg is dead. See, these two over here are completely clueless. This guy took damage to the poison, but he didn't die. Oh, it's Clogger. Clogger is our little lover boy. So these are the only people that saw anything to do with that crime. Which would mean...
Go. Make it hurt.
If we operate under an assumption that the violence won't spread to that doorway, we can get
Time to deal some punishment.
going on this without sacrificing too much. We have a huge high ground advantage here. Gosh, I can deal with my greatsword.
Never a dull moment. These boots have seen everything.
I'm ready.
Get rid of him. Hit him with some shit. Yeah, that's his ass. How right they were when they said that somebody had it in for him.
Over there.
Disadvantage on shooting from such a height is quite insane. Too bad this doesn't proc an opportunity attack. You're quite down there, don't you, little goblin boy? Should be the end of this goblin. He doesn't have much health. 1 HP. Are you in range? You're not. You are in range for this. I need to go further this way. Build 9 range for that. Alright, we don't need him to have a turn. The rest of our party can clean up these random goblins.
Let's finish this.
Let's. I don't want to use too many of their spell slots. We're all gonna need them inside, so
Let's do this.
I'll just chill for now. I actually didn't want you to drop down into the Viper's Den. We shouldn't have interrupted, huh? What about here? I'm honestly about to just jump Karlak down off the ledge.
Under their noses.
Oh, that's a womp womp for you, Crusher. Yeah, he's dead. And mosey on back this way. The insanity of all of this saying that it's the sightline is too bad.
Another fight. Let's go.
Astarion, you can do that. There we go.
Keep a blade close.
What's next, I wonder?
But you're already down here, so go ahead and loot up. Movement speed +3. I will give that to my character.
This way.
So we can reposition sometimes when we need to. Get certain abilities off. Now we have free range over most of this place. We'll come back and speak to this adventurer. Maybe cast Speak with Dead on him. See what we can find out there. All that's left really is for me and Karlach to take care of the snoozing goblins up top, and most of this camp has just been butchered. Alright, that's almost all of this place done. Now there's a way into the goblin camp here, but we won't be taking that.
Always room for more.
Since we haven't really set anybody off or like raised the alarm bells in here, all the people inside the camp will actually be totally unaware that any of this happened. So we're just gonna have free reign to walk inside and act like it's all good. A majority massacre on the outside means nothing on the inside.
What's hiding here?
Things are gonna get a little trickier inside this place, but in general, this place up here wouldn't have been so bad if I hadn't have been stuck with just 2 companions that could make that jump. It's just a strength issue. If we give Shadowheart a little more strength, she'll be able to hop and skip wherever we want to put her.
Love to, thanks. Marching.
I like you're a little worse for wear. Let's
Right.
see.
What now?
Think about that. To picture up a little, right? Yeah, that's fine.
On my mind.
We'll heal her more in combat if she needs it.
Never wanted these.
So, let's sling down here. Somewhere I can jump that won't prone me. Yeah, whatever it is, what it is.
Attention.
The damage ain't nothing too much. Do you call that? You can actually short rest. Boost everybody back up.
Let's go hurt someone.
Let's. What are you doing over here? You like to come back into the fold?
Got to press on.
No one's stopped me yet.
Guess she's working now. Perfect. And if we mosey on back down into the alcohol hole, a lot of things to loot. You see, there's this guy, this woman, and then the gate people. They're on high alert now. They stopped like chilling. But in general, almost every goblin in the camp at this point is dead. Which means we're in a position to save up.
Never a dull.
Let's talk to Loverboy.
Some coward move poisoning our drink. But we'll get him. You'll see.
I have no doubts.
Someone kill Bear. No more fun. I smash him.
I believe you. And like I said, the stragglers we'll take care of when we come out of this place.
Bloody racket. Oh, come on now. They're just having a bit of fun.
Aye, so much fun that those thieves almost got past.
We got
Thieves, huh?
eh? And once the whelp starts singing, we'll know who sent them.
Aye.
Alrighty. Well, now that we're in the Shattered Sanctum, that is going to be a perfect place to split the episode. So thank you for watching, everybody. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, leave a like and a comment. If you want to support the cause and help improve the channel, there is a tip link in the description below. Otherwise, stay tuned and I'll see you soon with more Baldur's Gate 3. Take care, everybody. Have a great day.